Welcome to today's broadcast of Lumberjack Softball here on KOFE 1240, your home for Lumberjack Sports. We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, we wouldn't be able to bring you these broadcasts of Lumberjack Sports. Now we're going to go ahead and head down to the softball field where Tim Parrish is waiting to give you the pregame show right here on KOFE. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the game. Go Lumberjacks!
And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here at the St. Mary's City Park Fields as we get set for some Lumberjack softball as the Lumberjack girls hosting league foe, the Orofino Maniacs, today. In the first game is a varsity game that counts towards league. Second game does not count towards league as it is not a league game. So they kind of play their backups and stuff in those games. So that's what's going to happen with the second game. We will have this first game on the air for you right here on KOFE and, of course, on our YouTube channel as well. The weather today, well, it's about 45 degrees. The wind chill makes it feel like it's 39 degrees. Cloudy skies, mostly cloudy. There is some sun breaks here and there. A west-southwest wind of about 10 miles per hour. The field is in good condition, though. It is damp, of course, as we had a good rain overnight. But it actually, I think, makes the surface probably a little bit better as it's just got enough moisture in it to keep the dust down. So it's overall, despite the little bit cooler temperatures and the cloudy skies and the threat of some potential rain showers here and there, maybe even graupel or little hail showers here and there, it's looking to be a fairly decent day to get some softball action underway. We're going to go ahead and take a break and hear from our sponsors real quick, and we'll come back with the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union pregame here on KOFE.
When life throws you a curveball, your P1FCU debit account can help keep you moving. P1FCU Perks, powered by Bazing, offers great features like money-saving discounts, cell phone protection, roadside assistance, and cash back. This card saves you money. Does your debit card do that? P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Only available with P1FCU Preferred debit account. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
With Stage 1 and 2 of the sports complex nearly complete, the Lumberjack Booster Club thanks Archie's IGA, Shift and Grind, and the St. Mary's community for their fundraising efforts and continued support in making this sports complex come to life. The next stage will be the sprinkler system. The Booster Club is looking for new members. If you have kids in high school or soon entering high school, now is the time to get involved with the Booster Club. For more information on how you can help with the sports complex or questions about becoming a member, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-582-1802 or by email at golumberjacks@gmail.com. And as always, go Lumberjacks!
Some people select their grocery items with an eye on every cent they spend. Some people don't. But if you don't happen to be a millionaire, you'll appreciate Archie's IGA. At Archie's IGA, prices are always lower. You might even say significantly lower. Archie's quality and selection is consistently better, and put them together and you get a greater satisfaction in meats, produce, baked goods, and all the rest. Find out for yourself the difference shopping at Archie's IGA makes. Do it today. That's Archie's IGA, your hometown proud grocer.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
And we are back here at St. Mary's City Park Field. Lumberjacks getting ready to host the Maniacs in league action. It's going to be a breezy afternoon here in St. Mary's. Luckily, the wind is coming from behind me. It is going to threaten to push me tent over onto me, but hopefully it won't be too much of a distraction or too much of a hassle as we get through the afternoon. Taking a look at the league standings right now, Orofino actually in league standings, or not in league standings, but in overall standings, is on top. They actually have an 11-6 record according to IdahoSports.com. They are 2-2 in league play, and second in the Idaho Sports Power Rankings. They split with New Plymouth, the Pilgrims, 15-4 they lost, and 15-14 they won back on the 16th. The Lumberjacks, they are number 2 as far as standings are concerned, with an 8-2 overall record, 2-0 in league play, third in the Idaho Sports Power Rankings. They lost to Timberlake 7-4 last Thursday. The Grangeville Bulldogs have a 5-10 record. They are 0-2 in league play, 17th in the power rankings. They beat New Plymouth 3-2 and 9-7 on the 15th, and they will be at Orofino on the 20th. Speaking of power rankings, the Idaho Sports Power Rankings are set like this. You've got Malad at number 1, Orofino number 2, St. Mary's number 3, Westside number 4, and West Jefferson number 5. In the coaches poll, it is Malad number 1, West Jefferson number 2, New Plymouth number 3, St. Mary's number 4, Declo number 5, and then in the Max Preps rankings, which I don't think they're using that for anything this year. I don't 100% know, but it is Malad still at number 1, West Jefferson number 2, Westside number 3, St. Mary's number 4, and New Plymouth at number 5. Let's look at the standings and the league rankings. We'll take a quick break and come back with more of the Potlatch number 1 Federal Credit Union pregame here on KOFE.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean, really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimneys, not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has an American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary's.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. It's one of the many ways Block has your back.
It's time to reimagine the off-road experience because Yamaha has reimagined the side-by-side. Available in either 2 or 4-seat models, the Wolverine RMAX 1000 lineup features a 999cc parallel twin-engine, aggressive tires, and an automotive-style cabin. Select models include adjustable suspension, optimized power delivery, and an integrated Yamaha Adventure Pro navigation system, and much more. Find your Wolverine RMAX 1000 at St. Mary's Son Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com. It's time to get out there and realize your adventure with a Yamaha.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the Hot Deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Boots, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Is your rig's check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great Ace Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is a place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
And we are back here at St. Mary City Park Fields. Lumberjacks, Maniacs getting set for some softball action here on KOFE, as it is league action softball. And let's see here, take a quick look at the Lumberjacks stats. Their batting average, they started out really good earlier in the season. They had a pretty high batting average. They have since dropped a bit. They are at a 291 batting average as a team. They have put across 142 runs, though, 78 hits with 89 RBIs, 21 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs. They have in their fielding stats, they have a fielding percentage of .894, which is not bad at all. 26 errors on the season, which, again, I don't think that's too bad out of 10 games. Honestly, that's probably just over 2 errors per game. The earned run average looks really good for St. Mary's, especially in league play, as they have an earned run average as a team for their pitchers of 1.07. It looked like, if I remember right, Grangeville's was 7 or 8 earned runs, and Orofino here is almost 7 earned run average. St. Mary's has recorded 129 strikeouts, 22 walks, and just 5 hit batters. Casey Watkins leads the Lumberjacks in the pitching circle. She's taken care of pretty much all of the pitching this season. Addison Stewart did pitch in 1 game, but other than that, it's been Casey all the way. She has a record of 7-2 with 125 strikeouts, 3 no-hitters on the season, an earned run average of 0.78. Also batting, Casey Watkins leads in that stat as well for the most part, as she has a batting average of .559, 20 runs on the season on 19 hits, 14 RBIs for Watkins. She has 6 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run. And one player that has stood out for the Lumberjacks has been freshman Addison Stewart. She has a batting average of .471, 21 runs, 16 hits, 12 RBIs, and 8 doubles of her own. And she is also the starting catcher, doing very well behind home plate for the Lumberjacks as well. We'll take another quick break, and we'll be back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union pregame.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
At Good Neighbor Pharmacy, we're committed to being your good neighbor.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy is an independent network of over 3,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, giving us the buying power to compete with the chain stores.
We'll fill your prescription quickly and safely, and you're supporting a locally owned pharmacy.
Your copays are the same wherever you go. Why not come and visit your locally owned pharmacy professionals?
Jack's Pharmacy is your Good Neighbor Pharmacy here in St. Mary's. Come in and say hi. Jack's Pharmacy.
And we are back as the Maniacs just finished up their innie-outie practice, as they like to call it. Taking a look at the season info here on the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union pregame. The Lumberjack girls, they traveled to Timberlake last Thursday. They had a game that was scheduled on Saturday, got canceled due to field conditions. Lumberjack girls led that game 2-0 most of the way through that game. The Tigers, though, they did battle, and they came back to take the lead in the bottom of the sixth inning. They had a 3-run home run that gave the Tigers a 7-2 lead going into the top of the seventh. Although the Lumberjacks did fight hard, they came up short 7-4 to the Tigers. The game was almost like the loss the St. Mary's had to the Lakeland, though. The girls did have a little bit of an off day. They had 4 errors defensively. Tacey Watkins walked 4 batters in that game, and the Tigers had 3 unearned runs in the game as well. Don't want to take anything away from Timberlake, though. They battled, and they are a very good 3A softball team, one of the better teams besides Lakeland that St. Mary's has had to face this year. Addison Stewart led the Lumberjacks at the plate. She batted .500 on the day. She had 2 hits, which were both doubles. She scored a run as well. Tacey Watkins, she pitched the whole game. She had a little bit of an off day. She walked 4, she hit 1 batter, and she struck out. Well, I think she struck out more than 4. I think she had still 12 or 13 strikeouts. I don't know why that says 4. But in any case, that is those stats from that game. Today, the Lumberjacks host league foe Orofino. The Maniacs have a pretty good bats, but it does look like they struggle a bit in the pitching circle. They have a team ERA of 6.98. They have also committed 58 errors defensively. Taking a look at the Orofino Maniacs, they are coached by Sean Diffin. They are of the 2A Central Idaho League, of course. They have an 11-5 record, 2-2 in league play. They are second in the Idaho Sports Power Rankings. Their team stats, their batting average, .355 on the season, 217 total runs for the Maniacs with 149 hits. They have 157 RBIs, 29 doubles, 10 triples, and 10 home runs. So they've got pretty good bats going for them on the offensive side of things. The fielding percentage for Orofino, very strong as well, as they fielded a percentage of .870, but they do have 58 errors on the season. They have ERA, we mentioned that, ERA of 6.98, 80 strikeouts for their pitchers. They have walked 62 batters. They have hit 27 batters. Their leading batter looks to be a freshman, Riley Diffin, batting average of .447, 29 runs, 21 hits, 26 RBIs, 5 doubles, a triple, and 4 home runs on the season. In the pitching circle, it looks like their strongest pitcher is Casey Hudson, an earned run average of 7.08 and 55 strikeouts, 32 walks, and 4 home runs allowed. And I believe she will be the starting pitcher for the game this afternoon, if I recall seeing that properly on the lineups. Taking a look at the upcoming schedules, which yesterday the golf team had a very good day at the Logos Invite. Congratulations, as I think, if I remember right, I think the Lumberjacks won the invite. I think it was both teams placed first. Don't 100% quote me. I'll double-check that in a little bit. But they did really well at the Logos Invite regardless. JV Baseball hosted Lakeland C-Team yesterday. They did play that game. The JV Varsity softball games at Potlatch that were scheduled for yesterday were canceled. Today, of course, softball has Orofino. Tomorrow, golf will be at Genesis Prep Invite. And on the 21st, it'll be varsity baseball at Kellogg. The 21st, JV baseball will host Kellogg. The 22nd, JV baseball and JV softball host Bonners Ferry. It's a doubleheader, 3 p.m. is when that starts. On the 23rd, the track team will be at the Priest River Invite. And on the 23rd as well, varsity baseball and softball, they host, baseball hosts Orofino. We will be broadcasting the baseball game. Softball will be hosting Clearwater Valley. And it looks like both games start at noon. I believe baseball is going to be at the American Legion baseball field. So that is that information for you. Okay, let's take a really quick break, and we'll come back with some lineups, and we're getting ever so close to the beginning of the game here as the teams are meeting with the umpires. So we'll take a quick break and be back with more.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character, and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Idaho for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back, and we've got some lineups here for you. The Lumberjacks will be in the outfield first, so we'll start with them. Tacey Watkins will be in the pitching circle. Addison Stewart will be behind home plate. Lexi Fuller will be at first base. Michaela Spray at second. Danica Sloper at third. Anna Sandy in short. Over in left field, Stacy Mitchell. Center field is Maddie Thomas. In right, it'll be Brenna Elliott. The batting lineup for the Maniacs, it's going to be Riley Schwartz batting first, Jalen Miller second, Riley Diffin third, Peyton Cochran fourth, Hannah Noah fifth, Olivia Johnson sixth, Miley Zinner seventh, Hannah Johnson eighth, and Casey Hudson batting ninth. Now a quick look at the pitching stats for Tacey Watkins. That earned run average of 0.78, 9 appearances for her, 7 wins, 2 losses, 19 hits, 27 runs, 6 earned runs, 18 walks, 125 strikeouts, 4 hit batters. She has faced 217 batters on the season, and she has 53.12 innings pitched. She has allowed 1 home run. She is a junior for the Lumberjacks. Taking a look, let me see, that's about all I need off of that one. Let's take a look at that starting lineup for the Maniacs real quick, as we've got Schwartz. Number 10, it's Miller batting second. Number 11, it's Diffin batting third, as I'll go ahead and mark down the first 4 batters real quick. Number 9, Peyton Cochran batting in that number 4 slot for the Maniacs. And that leadoff batter for St. Mary's, or for the Maniacs, Riley Schwartz, has a batting average of .529, 42 plate appearances, 34 at-bats, 19 hits, 19 runs and 18 hits, 8 RBIs. She has 1 double, 2 triples, 1 home run, 8 walks, 5 strikeouts, no home runs. She has a slugger percentage of .764 on the season. It looks like we're ready for that first batter to approach home plate for the Maniacs, as it will be Riley Schwartz. And we're ready for the first pitch here from St. Mary's City Park Field's Lumberjack softball, taking on the Orofino Maniacs in league action. St. Mary's beat Orofino twice in Orofino about 2 weeks ago. First pitch to Schwartz. Ooh, up high. She thought about chasing it for a minute, realized that was rising a little bit higher than she needs to swing at. Ball number 1 to Riley Schwartz. Watkins does not throw very many first pitch balls. I think one of the games we did, she only had about 4. That pitch outside corner, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Schwartz. On deck is Jalen Miller for the Maniacs. 1 ball, 1 strike to Schwartz. Top of the first inning. That pitch is swung on. It's hit to deep center field. Maddie Thomas is going to make the play. She didn't have to move very far, and it's out number 1 on the fly out to center. Those are routine plays, but St. Mary's has a young squad. They have had a few issues on occasion in the outfield in some of those catches, so you just never know in any game in particular. It doesn't matter how good a team is. First pitch to Jalen Miller, swing and a miss, strike 1. Jalen Miller batting .400. She has 60 appearances, 50 at-bats, 23 runs, 20 hits, 19 RBIs, 5 doubles, 4 triples. She's been walked 5 times, struck out 16 times, and she's been hit 5 times. .660 is her slugger percentage. She's a strike 2 on the second pitch, so it's 0-2, and then she swings at that third one, so it's 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and that's out number 2. That brings up the freshman Riley Diffin for the Maniacs. I already told you her numbers. .447 is her average. She has 4 home runs, and she has 26 RBIs, 5 doubles, 1 triple, and 4 home runs, and she swings at the first pitch for strike 1. 0-1 count to Riley Diffin. wind up the pitch. That is going to be popped up and not caught in foul territory. It's going to be a foul ball as Lexi Fuller didn't quite get that one into her glove. 0-2 count to Diffin, though. Next pitch from Watkins. That's popped up on left field. Thomas is going to come up, and it's going to be two Lumberjacks letting that fall in between them there, as it was Thomas and Mitchell, as they both were going for it. Nobody seemed to call the other one off, and that one drops for, I'm going to call it an error, because somebody should have had that one. That fixed. Here we go. And I'm going to say center fielder. Got to second base on that same error. And that brings up Peyton Cochran for the Maniacs. I think she's already had one pitch to her. That one is going to be a little blooper. It's going to drop in the gap for another base hit. That one will be a base hit, and it will bring a run across. So that was just a blooper that dropped just in the spot where nobody could really get to it. Right between just to where the shortstop, second baseman, and the center fielder could not get to it in time. First pitch now to Hannah Noah is a swing and a strike one. Hannah Noah batting in the number 5 slot. She's a senior, batting .364 on the season. Next pitch misses down low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hannah Noah. On deck for the Maniacs, Olivia Johnson. Hannah Noah is a designated player, so she's not playing in the outfield. Next pitch. Again, down low. 2 balls and a strike to Noah. Like I mentioned, Maniacs have pretty good bats. The wind, the pitch. That one's fouled off. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Noah. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 runner on first for the Maniacs. 1 run across, top of the first inning. Watkins steps to the rubber, the wind, the pitch on the way. He's going to take a swing at that one. That one was way low, and it's going to be a drop third strike, but it will be an out as the throw to first was in time. So that will retire the sides. There was 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error, and there was 1 left on base. So going into the bottom of the first, St. Mary's finds them into a 1-0 hole to the Maniacs, and it will be Addison Stewart, Michaela Spray, Tacey Watkins, the top 3 batters for the Lumberjacks when we return.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades, and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture at St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and Lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years' experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that, too, with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back, and it will be pitching Casey Hudson for the Maniacs. Like I said, their ERA as a team is 6.98. Casey Hudson's earned run average is 7.08. She has 16 appearances, 88 hits, 4 runs, 59 earned runs. So I think that number's wrong. You got to have more than 4 runs if you have 59 earned runs. So I may have goofed up on something putting those stats in. Anyways, 32 walks, 55 strikeouts, 11 hit by pitch. She's faced 315 batters and pitched 58 innings. Defensively, I'll get you that real quick. Casey Hudson is going to be in the pitching circle. Behind home plate is the freshman, Riley Diffin. Peyton Cochran at first, Hannah Johnson at second. Third base, Riley Shorts. Jalen Miller in shortstop. Miley Zinner left. Emma Province center. Olivia Johnson in right field. Stewart readies for her first at-bat. You're going to swing at that first one. It's a little blooper right to the glove of the second baseman. Didn't even give you a chance to give you her stats. I did give you those stats in the pregame, though, as one of the freshmen that's having a really good start to her high school career, and that one was not quite in the way she wanted it to be. A fly out to the second baseman. First pitch to Michaela Spray is going to be hit, and it might have been a ground out to the first baseman. It might have been hit right to the first baseman. That's what I'm going to call it, because I did not quite see what happened there. That'll bring up Tacey Watkins, so I did not get either of the first two batters' stats for you as they were up and out. Tacey Watkins, 5.59 on the season is her batting average. Having a good season. See if she can get something going here for the Lumberjacks with 2 outs and nobody on. And she's going to pound that pitch. It's going to be all the way out into right field, and it's going to stick into that wet grass, and it should be a double for Watkins, and it is. They were almost going to call her around, but decided to hold her up at second. So the tying run is sitting at second base for the Lumberjacks. That was kind of a line drive there, and it goes almost all the way to the fence. So Watkins to first base, or out to second. Stacy Mitchell, who should be able to drive her in if she can get a hit, will be up to bat now. 321 on the season is her batting average. First pitch down low, ball one. Mitchell does have how many RBIs to her season? 14 runs batted in. 1-0 count. Next pitch on the way from Hudson. Going to take a swing at that one. Strike one. That one looked like it started up like it was going to come across the strike zone just fine, and then it dropped down. Came across a little bit lower than I think Watkins thought it was going to. 1-2 pitch on the way. Watkins fouls that one off. Strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Watkins. Watkins gets on. It'll be Anna Sandy, one of the other freshmen. She's actually having a pretty good season as well. 1-2 count. Hudson winds up the pitch. That one's going to be wide. No, actually, I think it hit her because she walked over to first base, so it must be a hit by pitch. Puts runners at first and second with Anna Sandy, the freshman, step into the plate. She's batting .267 on the season, 7 RBIs. She has struck out 11 times, scored 9 runs on with 8 hits. So right now, the Lumberjacks definitely need a hit from her to get things tied up here in the bottom of the first. That first pitch is going to be up high for ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Sandy. The pitch on the way. That one's going to be a called strike outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike as Hudson works in the pitching circle for the Maniacs. Depending on what happens, it could be a very quick first inning. We're only 10 minutes in. That pitch is up high. 2 balls and a strike now to Sandy. One thing Lumberjacks need to do, they need to remember that the Maniacs have a fairly high earned run average, and that they have walked quite a few as well, so they can kind of wait for their pitch. That one, though, is fouled back, strike 2. Look like a good pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Sandy now. She's going to protect the plate. Hudson steps back to the rubber. Pitch on the way. That was a nice-looking pitch, and it's going to be strike 3 as she's going to be swinging. So the Lumberjacks do get 2 runners on 1 hit. There was 2 runners also left on base. So the Lumberjacks are not able to tie things up. Going into the top of the second inning, it'll be Olivia Johnson leading off for the Maniacs in that number 6 slot when we return.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Six Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Save the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's the Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido.
And we are back. It'll be Olivia Johnson leading off for the Maniacs. 304 batting average for her. She has struck out 7 times on the season. 9 RBIs, 7 hits, 9 runs. She has 23 at-bats with 32 plate appearances. On deck will be Miley Zinner. First pitch. She's going to square around to bunt that. It's going to end up foul. Nice-looking bunt as it popped up off the bat, but rolled backwards out of bounds for strike one. Really surprised with the Orofino bus driver parked their bus. It's right in the line of fire for foul balls. Watkins, the wind, the pitch on the way. Swing to miss, strike number 2. 0-2 count now to Olivia Johnson. Nobody out, bottom or top of the second inning. Maniacs lead 1-0. They scored that 1 run in the top of the first. 0-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to be up high, and Johnson leaves it alone. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Wine, the pitch on the way. That's going to be a blooper that's going to get foul down the first base line. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes to Johnson. Get everything reset, get the ball back out to Watkins. Steps up onto the rubber, the wine, the pitch on the way. That is a high fly ball that's going to get out of play, foul. Difficulty there. Lost my connection for some reason. We're at a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Johnson. And she's going to take a swing at a low pitch there, and that will retire Johnson on a swing and a strikeout. That would have been ball 4. Instead, it's the first out. That'll bring up Miley Zinner for the Maniacs. Zinner, a sophomore, batting .292 on the season. Watkins' first pitch to her. She's going to square around, look to bunt. Lumberjacks defense comes crashing down, and she's going to get a piece of it, fouls it off, strike 1. On deck will be Hannah Johnson for the Maniacs. 1 out, nobody on. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a little line drive that's going to be in for a base hit for Miley Zinner. Hit that right into the gap, just between center and right. It wasn't a hard hit ball. That was part of the beauty of it being able to get into play. That'll bring up Hannah Johnson with 1 out, 1 on for the Maniacs. Hannah Johnson, find her stats for you, .375 batting average. First pitch is going to be a ball. And the pitcher batter is going to advance, I believe. I'm going to call that a wild pitch as it got away from Tacey just a little bit. Oh, 1-0 count to Johnson. Squares around the bunt, pulls it back, strike 1 called. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Johnson. On deck, it's the bottom of the order. It'll be Casey Hudson batting in the number 9 slot. Watkins sets the windup, the pitch on the way. Swing and miss, strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Johnson. Runner at second base for the Maniacs with 1 out, top of the second inning. The Maniacs lead 1-0 over St. Mary's. The Watkins steps back to the rubber. 1-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to be up high, ball 2, and again a wild pitch. It's going to advance Zinner over to third base and put her into scoring position with just one out. So the 2-2 pitch coming as Watkins sets up. The pitch on the way. Strike 3 as she's going to watch that one go by. That's 2 down. That'll bring up Casey Hudson at the bottom of the order for the Maniacs. Casey Hudson, 281 on the season. She's a senior. 9 hits, 7 RBIs, 24 runs. She has 3 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run. She's going to square around a bunt. She fouls that one back for strike number 1. Maybe see if they can lay down that perfect bunt to get, well, it wouldn't matter. I don't know what good a bunt does at this point. If you get out at first with that bunt, the run can't score. So we'll see what they do. Now she shows like she's going to swing. Takes a big swing, strike 2. 0-2 count to Casey Hudson. Lumberjacks hoping to leave that runner stranded at third here in the top of the second. 0-2 count to Hudson, 2 outs. Pitch on the way. Strike 3, outside corner. Going to catch her looking, and that will retire the sides. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. And the score still 1-0 going into the bottom of the second. Maniacs lead. It'll be Danica Sloper leading off for St. Mary's when we return.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, Go Lumberjacks! There are 2 ways that Home Handyman can save money. First, you can build it, fix it, or remodel it yourself. Second, get your supplies at 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber is the place with 50 carloads of building supplies to choose from. Plywood, paneling, molding, fixtures, roofing, block and brick, hardware, power tools and paint, and a whole lot more. If you have a project in mind, see 10th Street Lumber. You don't even have to buy anything. But when you see their savings, you will. That's 10th Street Lumber in St. Mary's.
And we are back. It'll be Danica Sloper leading off for the Lumberjacks, batting just 71 on the season, 0-7-1. She has, 3 runs, 1 hit, 3 RBIs on the season. One of the freshmen on the team. Swing and miss at the first pitch for strike 1. Mentioned that at the beginning of the season. It's an interesting roster that's kind of deceiving. They have 6 freshmen, 6 juniors on the team, but these freshmen are showing up pretty good. That pitch low and outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sloper. On deck will be Fuller, first baseman. Burnett Elliott in the hole. She's the right fielder. The wind, the pitch on the way. That's high and outside. 2 balls and a strike to Sloper. Nobody out, bottom of the second inning. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be down in the dirt. 3 balls, 1 strike to Sloper. If she can work herself into a walk, she's ahead in the count. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch on the way. And that's going to be ball 4. So lead off on for the Lumberjacks. That'll bring up Lexi Fuller, who's had a great season. She's a junior, 276 batting average on the year. She's got 15 runs on 8 hits, 10 RBIs, 2 doubles. She has struck out 11 times, walked twice. She has actually been hit by pitch 4 times. First pitch is just going to be blopped up, though, to the pitcher. And not the way she wanted to start her at-bats here today. big, heavy swing, just didn't quite get good contact with it. And that'll be the first out. That'll bring up the bottom of the order. It's Brenna Elliott, another freshman for Lumberjacks, batting .214 on the season. That's going to be a ground ball. It's going to be hit right to the second baseman. That's Jalen Miller on the ground, and the Maniacs are going to record the double play. So that will retire the sides. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for the Lumberjacks. Going into the top of the third, St. Mary still trails 1-0 to the Maniacs. And let's see, it's the top of the order for Orofino. Riley Schwartz leading off when we return.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds is a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor.
And we are back. It'll be Riley Schwartz leading off for the Maniacs. She flew out in her first at bat to center field. Squares around a bunt, drops a nice one right down in front of the plate. The throw is going to be low, and she's going to reach first on the air. And she's going to actually reach over to second on that as well. And it's just that throw from the catcher, Stewart, was just a little bit low, got right underneath the glove of Fuller. So nobody out, runner on second. They'll bring up Miller. She struck out swinging her first at bat for the Maniacs. She squares around the bunt, fouls it back, strike one. The third time these two teams have faced, so the Maniacs do have a little bit of knowledge now of Tacey. The more times you play a team, a little bit harder it gets to beat them sometimes, just because they do have enough at-bats against you to kind of figure you out a little bit. 0-1 count to Miller. Runner on second for Orofino. Top of the third. Maniacs lead 1-0. I think we must have had a mask malfunction for Addison Stewart behind home plate for the Lumberjacks. The home plate umpires looks like they're helping get it fixed up so they can get play going again. Now they've got Coach Bitterman coming out, trying to see what they can figure out with it. You're listening to the home of Lumberjack Sports, 1240 KOFE, St. Mary's. And it looks like they got it figured out. As Stewart gets her mask back on, ready to resume the action. Riley Schwartz for the Maniacs over on second base. No outs. Jalen Miller with no 0-1 count at the plate for Orofino. Watkins looks in. The pitch on the way. High and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Schwartz is going to get the steal. The steal over to third. 1-1 count now to Miller. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Maniacs really working the bases here. They know that they need to get a lead here, and they want to expand that lead. They've got a runner in scoring position on third. Next pitch, line drive out center field. Going to be a base hit, and a run's going to come across for the Maniacs. Maniacs finding the bats here against St. Mary's. They've now got 2 runs across. With no outs, runner on first, and it's Riley Diffin, the big bat for the Maniacs, stepping up. Just the freshman. She shows bunt right now. The wind, the pitch on the way, pulls it back. It's going to be down low. And there's going to be an overthrow out. An overthrow over to second base. Gets the runner Jalen Miller over to third. No outs. 1 ball, no strikes to Diffin. Lumberjacks 0-2 count, or trailing 2-0, I should say. That next pitch is going to be a little grounder down to the third baseman. Watkins is going to overthrow to first, and it's going to be an error there, and a run scores. Lumberjacks having some troubles here in the early part of this one with their defense. Could have called that. So the runner advances over to second on that error. The score actually was probably an RBI. It wasn't on the error. I'd accidentally scored it as an error, as a score on an error in my stats. But first pitch now to Peyton Cochran, who singled at first bats, fouled over the backstop for strike 1. Lumberjacks having some issues right now. They are down 3-0. 4 errors for the Lumberjacks in just the first 3 innings. Next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Now is really an uncharacteristic error on Tacey Watkins. 0-2 count, though, to Cochran. Lumberjacks trying to get that first out. That's a ground ball hit to the second baseman, and she's going to let it get through her glove, and then the throw to first is going to be wide, and the run will score. Going to have to record that, I believe, as another error. That was a ground ball that hit her glove, came out of it. And now we're going to get a timeout taken basically by the Lumberjack infield as they're going to go and have a quick chat, try to get everything settled down. That's 5 errors on the Lumberjacks in just 2.5 innings. The Lumberjacks taking a quick meeting. Maniacs lead at 4-0. Lumberjacks going to dig themselves into a hole here. No outs and a runner on first. It'll bring up Hannah Noah. She was out on a dropped third strike in her first at bat. Rough third inning for the Lumberjacks so far. 3 runs across for Orofino. Next pitch on the way. That one's down low. Actually, I don't know if she was still offering the bat, so that might be a strike. I'll have to wait and see from the umpire because I don't think she pulled the bat back. So I think that might have been a strike. We'll wait for the first signal. It should have been a strike, I believe. Next pitch to Noah on the way. That one's a ball. Umpire not giving the count just yet, so I know I've got a 1-ball count. Next pitch on the way. That one's up high. And they say that first pitch was a ball. I thought she had the bat stuck out there, and if that bat stuck out there, it should be a strike, but maybe she did pull it back. It's a 3-0 count to Noah. Ball 4, and that puts 2 runners on. Nobody out for the Maniacs. That'll bring up Olivia Johnson, who struck out swinging in her first at-bat. On deck will be Miley Zinner in the hole, Hannah Johnson. St. Mary's needs to gather themselves in here. Need to get that first out. Right now, no outs. 2 runners on. Going to square around to bunt, and that's going to be strike. Called. That one got underneath the catcher, and the coach was wanting them to advance, and they didn't. So we tell them, got to take advantage of that. We had the opportunity to get moved up on the bases. 0-1 count to Johnson. Wind up. The pitch on the way. I guess she pulls it back that time in time. It's down low, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Johnson. Watkins wind the pitch. That one's high and up and outside. Watkins having an off afternoon right now. 2 balls, 3 strikes. She's throwing 35 strikes and 16 balls, so it actually doesn't look bad, but she's having a little bit of a rough time in this inning, I guess you could say. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So take a look down at my strikes versus balls count for Watkins, and it's actually not too bad. 36 strikes, 16 balls. That one's going to catch the outside corner. Strike 3. That'll get her looking. That's the first out. Lumberjacks needed that one. It'll bring up Miley Zinner. She had a single into right field, her first at bat. On deck will be Hannah Johnson as we work into the bottom of the order for the Maniacs. She's going to square around a bunt. That ball comes across low, and it's going to be a wild pitch that gets away from Watkins, and I think both runners advance one bag. So runners now in scoring position, both of them for the Maniacs. Noah at second, Cochran at third. That one's going to miss high. Outside. Ball 2. The Lumberjacks trail 4-0 here, top of the third inning. 5 errors on St. Mary's as they've had a rough start to this game for themselves. Wind up, pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 1. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to be low. 3 balls and a strike. Three balls, 1 strike count. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, evens it out. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. See if Watkins can get that second out with a strikeout here against Zinner. Three, 2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that's 2 down. Watkins has 7 strikeouts on the game so far. I have no earned runs in there, but I think there's one of those probably considered an earned run. First pitch, I think she got a piece of it. She offered it up. It's going to be strike 1 regardless because that bat was left stuck out there. 0-1 count to Johnson. See if St. Mary's can get out of this without letting any more runs across. They've already had 3 come across against them here, top of the third. St. Mary's trails 4-0. That one, I believe, is a ball. I think we've got a 1 ball, 1 strike count to Hannah Johnson. Wind the pitch. That one's up high. At least, I believe it's a 2-1 count. No signal from the home plate ump, though. Cloud cover comes over, blocks out the sun. The next pitch on the way. That's a strike. Called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Johnson. Watkins slowing her approach down a little. She works a little bit faster. The windup, the pitch on the way. That's going to be a strike 3 call. Going to get her looking. That will finally retire the sides, but there was 3 runs on 1 hit, 4 errors, and 2 left on base. for the Maniacs as they lead this 4-0 going into the bottom of the third. It'll be the bottom of the order. Maddie Thomas leading off, then it'll be Addison Stewart on deck when we return.
St. Mary's Realty is the St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
When life throws you a curveball, your P1SDU debit account can help keep you moving. P1SDU Perks, powered by Bazing, offers great features like money-saving discounts, cell phone protection, roadside assistance, and cash back. This card saves you money. Does your debit card do that? P1SDU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Only available with P1SDU Preferred debit accounts. Insured by NCUA.
And we are back, and Lumberjacks are going to be at the bottom of their order. It'll be Maddie Thomas leading off. She's only got 6 appearances, 3 at-bats, 4 runs, 1 RBI. She's walked twice, struck out once, and been hit once. First pitch is going to be down in the dirt, ball 1. Lumberjacks need to get a rally going here. It's still early in the game, lots of time to make up, but they are down 4-0 here in the bottom of the third inning, so they need to get something rolling for them. Next pitch. Outside corner from Hudson, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Thomas. Wind up the pitch. That one looked like it was going to be left up high, but she takes a nice swing. Strike 2. 1-2 count to Thomas. Only 1 strikeout so far for Hudson. Next pitch on the way. That's fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Thomas. On deck will be Addison Stewart. In the hole, it's Michaela Spray. Next pitch on the way. Down low. That one's going to miss. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Thomas. Hudson gets her signals from Diffin. The pitch on the way. That one misses low as well. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lumberjacks had something going in the last inning as they got on base, I think, with a walk the first at bat for the first batter. Then they ended up in a double play. High outside, ball 4. Lead off on with a walk. Not unlike the bottom of the second inning. That'll bring up Addison Stewart, batting .471 on the season. These first 3 batters, I didn't get a chance to go through the stats for them, so we will do so here. Stewart with 12 RBIs, 16 hits, 8 doubles, and I think that was a ball. Next pitch on the way. That's going to be high. It should be ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, I believe, to Stewart. The wind, the pitch. That is tagged out in the center field. That is going to carry over the fence. It's going to be a 2-run homer for the freshman, Addison Stewart. What a big hit by Stewart to get the Lumberjacks on the board. That thing was hit hard into pretty much deep center field. Looks like Asbury out there. He recovered that ball for Addison. She comes around the bases, nothing but smiles. So 2 runs across for Lumberjacks on that 2-run shot by Stewart. That'll bring up Michaela Spray. On deck is Watkins. Lumberjacks see if they can get something going off of that. Spray averaging .545 on the season. 9 runs, 6 hits, 7 RBIs. She has 1 triple, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, 2 hit by pitch. Spray, a junior. First pitch from is going to be up high from Hudson. Ball 1. 1-0 count. Next pitch misses low. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Spray. Nobody out. 2 runs across for the Lumberjacks. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to be low. Ball 3. Michaela Spray ahead in the count. 3 balls, no strikes. Pitch on the way. Outside. Ball 4, and that'll send Spray down to first base. That'll bring up Casey Watkins, batting .559 on the season, 20 runs, 19 hits, 14 RBI. She has 6 doubles, a triple, and a home run. That home run, I believe, was a grand slam against Bonners Ferry. First pitch down low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Watkins. Nobody out. Runner on first for St. Mary's, seeing if they can get a rally going here as that home run from Addison Stewart got him on the board with 2 runs. The pitch on the way. That is hit out into center or left field. That's going to get to the fence, and Lumberjacks running the bases. It should be a double, it looks like, for Watkins, and it puts the tying run at second base for St. Mary's. Lumberjacks starting to get the bats rolling here. No outs. Brings up Stacy Mitchell for the Lumberjacks. She was hit by pitch her first at bat. See what Mitchell can do here for the Lumberjacks. Nobody out. Runners at second and third. Wind up the pitch. Swing. It's a ground ball into right field. It'll be a base hit. That's going to bring in 2 runs. The Lumberjacks will end up tied after the big single. A nice grounder single by Stacy Mitchell. Mitchell makes it over to second base on the throw. So still no outs. Runners at second for St. Mary's. The go-ahead run is Mitchell. Going to be a swing and a miss by Sandy as she swings underneath that one, or over the top of that one. It would have been a ball 1, but it's going to be strike 1 instead. So no outs for the Lumberjacks. They've tied things up. 4 runs here in the bottom of the third on 4 hits. Going to be a swing. That's going to be hit to the shortstop. They're going to try to get the double, but Watkins gets back, or Mitchell gets back to the bag. An overthrow to first is going to advance Mitchell to third. They call an error there on the shortstop for the Maniacs. The runners at the corners now for St. Mary's. Danica Sloper to the plate for the Lumberjacks. She walked her first at bat. She's showing bunt. No outs. Try to lay down that sack bunt maybe to get the go-ahead run across. Goes ahead and pulls back. That ball is going to be down low. Ball 1. Runners remain at the corners for St. Mary's. Hudson looks in, gets her signals, the pitch on the way. That's going to be hit out into between center and right field. 1 run comes across. Runners will be held up at the corners, and it's an RBI single for Danica Sloper. Lumberjacks bats, like I said, starting to come alive here. The runners still at the corners for St. Mary's. Lumberjacks take the lead 5-4 here in the bottom of the third. Brings up Lexi Fuller. Flew out her first at bat. First pitch is going to hit her. Bases loaded for the Lumberjacks now after that hit by pitch. Bottom of the order, still no outs. Brenna Elliott to the plate. Then it'll be back up to Addison Stewart, who just hit that home run. So Stewart's going to be feeling that confidence building, and they're looking for another one of those. Hudson's first pitch is going to be inside, ball 1. They're going to have an overthrow, I think, on an error, and 1 run comes across for the Lumberjacks. I think it was a throwing error by the catcher. I think they overthrew. The runners now, as another run comes across for St. Mary's, gives them a 6-4 lead. Going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1. As Brenna Elliott, I believe, is batting lefty this time around. Maybe she's batted lefty before and I just didn't pay attention. Next pitch on the way. Down low. 2 balls and a strike to Elliott. Wind, the pitch on the way. Down low. 3 balls and a strike now to Elliott. Pretty sure that's still Elliott. I didn't actually make sure that that was. That's number 11. Somehow I ended up to Fuller. What? No, this is barely Brenna Elliott. That was Lexi Fuller. Fuller's already on base now. Oh, boy, bases are loaded, so I don't know what I got going on wrong here. Sloper is at... Okay, well, we're going to leave it just like that. That's going to be a foul ball to Elliott. I got my order goofed up here somehow. Don't know how that happened, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to keep Elliott on the at-bat right now. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Yeah, I don't know how I ended up with Lexi Fuller already batting. I ended up goofed up in my lineup next. It's going to be a swing and miss, strike 3. Out number 1. And Fuller is now on second. So the Lumberjacks, I believe, have no outs, one out, runners on second and third. Now that I'm back into the right part of the order, Maddie Thomas is batting. First pitch is ball 1, down low. The windup, the pitch. Outside low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Maddie Thomas. The wind, the pitch. Up high. 3 balls, no strikes to Thomas. The windup. The 3-0 pitch. Ball 4, and that'll load up the bases. And that'll bring up Addison Stewart, who just hit that home run down towards center field. That brought in 2 runs. Lumberjacks lead 6-4 now, as they've plated 6 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Stewart be looking for the fence again here. Pitch on the way. Up high. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 count to Stewart. 1 out. Runners on all 3 bags. That one's going to be a called strike. I think she thought that was a ball, and thought it might have been a little low and outside, but it's going to catch the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Stewart. Pitch on the way. That one was high and outside. 2 balls and a strike to Stewart. Here's a little bit of precipitation falling, it sounds like. Sun shining, though. 2-1 count to Stewart. Pitch on the way. Up high. 3 balls and a strike to Stewart. I'm sure she'd like a big hit here, but if she can get a run in on a walk, she'll take it. Hudson's pitch on the way. Ball 4 outside. That'll bring up Michaela Spray, who walked her last at bat. She has a ground out and a walk. Tacey Watkins on deck for St. Mary's. I believe it's just 1 out. Coach going out to talk to Hudson, as is Diffin, going to go out to the pitching circle. See if they can't get her calmed down. She's had quite a few walks here, especially after that home run. Been kind of a rough inning for Hudson in the pitching circle. Quick recap, 4 runs for the Maniacs on 3 hits with 2 errors. They have 4 left on base. St. Mary's now with 7 runs on 5 hits. St. Mary's has committed 5 errors, and they left 2 on base. Lumberjacks with a big bottom of the 3rd inning to take the lead, 7-4 over Orofino. They have just 1 out, and the base is loaded with Michaela Spray to the plate.
You're listening to the home of Lumberjack Sports, 1240 KOFE, St. Mary's.
And everybody returns to their spots as Diffin, the catcher, returns back behind the dish. The coach, let's see, what was his, I believe his, let me see, got it written down. Diffin, Coach Diffin out back to his spot. That pitch is going to be low and outside. Ball 1 to Michaela Spray. Maniacs found themselves in a good spot, leading 4-0 in the 3rd. Giving up 7 runs, though, here in the bottom of the 3rd. That's a nice-looking pitch called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Michaela Spray. 1 out on deck is Watkins. In the hole is Mitchell. The windup, the pitch, the swing. That's going to be fouled over the backstop for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Spray. Hudson, the wind, the pitch on the way. That is just a little dribbler grounder that's going to be the throw to first in time. So a ground out for Spray. She gets an RBI, 6-3 put out. 1 run comes across for the Lumberjacks. And we've got runners now at 2nd and 3rd, and they're going to intentionally walk Watkins. That loads the bases, and that still brings Stacy Mitchell to the plate. Mitchell had a single her last at bat. She was hit by pitch in the first one, and she is a big bat for the Lumberjacks. The first pitch is down low for ball 1. Mitchell, very capable. She, aside from now that Addison Stewart has a home run on the season, it was her, Watkins, and Mitchell that had the 2 home runs earlier in the season. So it's kind of pick your poison there as you walk Mitchell intentionally. Gives you a play at any plate, but that's not going to matter if Mitchell manages to put it all the way to the fence or over the fence. 2-0 count. Next pitch on the way. That one's left high as well. Ball 3. Hudson shaking her head a little bit. Not happy with her last couple of pitches. 3-0 count to Mitchell. Next pitch on the way. Mitchell swings at that one. It's going to be blooped off the shortstop and hard hit ground ball. I'm going to give it as a single for Watkins or Mitchell, and it brings a run across because that was hit very hard on the ground, and it came off the glove of the shortstop. So base is still loaded. Brings up Anna Sandy. She reached on an error, struck out swinging her first at bat. Takes a big swing at that first pitch, strike 1. St. Mary's with 9 runs across, though, here in the bottom of the 3rd. They lead now 9-4, a 5-run lead for St. Mary's. Hudson with 65 pitches, swing and a miss, strike 2. And she has caught up to Watkins now. Watkins had 64 pitches, so both of the pitchers had kind of a rough inning, both in the 3rd as well. Not baseball, wind, the pitch on the way, and it's going to be a strike 3 as she's going to go down swinging. And Lumberjacks, they'll come up with 9 runs, 5 hits. There were 2 errors on the Maniacs, and the Lumberjacks left 3 stranded. St. Mary's takes the lead 9-4 as we go into the top of the 4th inning. Leading off the bottom of the order, Casey Hudson for the Maniacs when we return.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch. Breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home, shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
And we are back in a good bottom of the third. Gives Lumberjacks 9 runs. And they take that lead by 5 runs over Orofino 9-4. See if St. Mary's can get their defense settled down here in this inning. Looks like we have had a change out at second base. Looks like Berkeley McGrill has gone out to second. First pitch is ball 1 to Casey Hudson. Struck out looking her first at bat. Shows bunt. He puts down the bunt. It's to Watkins. The throw is in time as McGrill gets over there to cover, and it's the first out. Good defense there for St. Mary's as Lexi Fuller charged up on the bunt down the baseline, and Berkeley McGrill got into cover behind. First pitch to Riley Schwartz, swing and a miss, strike 1. And let's see, Riley is a fly out and reached on an error. She's 0 for 2. On deck will be Jalen Miller, top of the order here. That's a high fly ball into center field. Maddie Thomas flies up on it, and Anna Sandy calls it, and she's going to get the out from the shortstop position. As good job by Lumberjacks defense on that one as well. There was a hard, high-hit fly ball. Shortstop Anna Sandy able to make the catch. 2 outs. That'll bring up the second batter in the lineup, Jalen Miller, who hit a single her last at bat right over to the shortstop. First pitch called strike 1. Sun has disappeared behind some clouds once again. Breeze, of course, still blowing out of the west. Next pitch. Watkins looks in, gets her signals from Stewart. The pitch on the way. Down low, thought about swinging at it and pulled back just at the right time. Ball 1 to Miller. 1 ball, 1 strike now. 2 outs, nobody on for the Maniacs. Lumberjacks seem like they're kind of getting into a groove now. That one is going to be low and outside. 2 balls and a strike to Miller. Looks like the majority of the Lumberjack fans today have parked around the outfield fence to watch the game. A little cold to get out of the cars. That one's going to be down low and outside. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Miller. Watkins, the wind, the pitch. That's going to be a called strike. That runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Miller. 3-2 count to Miller. 2 outs, nobody on. The wind up the pitch. Oh, in the dirt, and she's going to let her off with the walk. Ball 4. Sends Miller over to first base with Riley Diffin, the big bat for the Maniacs, stepping to the plate. She has reached twice, but it's both been on errors. So 2 errors has gotten Diffin on. One of those errors was out into, that was the one where the left fielder, left fielder and center fielder didn't make the call on that fly ball, and then the other one was Casey Watkins overthrow to first. First pitch can be a strike as it took a big swing at that one. That'll get Jalen Miller on the stolen base over to second, though, for Orofino. Pitch on the way. Swings at that. It's going to be blooped right up to the first baseman, Lexi Fuller, who makes the out. So Lumberjacks able to, that's probably the best inning they've played defensively so far in this one. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was one left on base. Going into the bottom of the fourth inning, St. Mary's has the lead 9-4 over the Maniacs, and it will be Danica Sloper when we return.
With Stage 1 and 2 of the sports complex nearly complete, the Lumberjack Booster Club thanks Archie's IGA, Shift and Grind, and the St. Mary's community for their fundraising efforts and continued support in making this sports complex come to life. The next stage will be the sprinkler system. The Booster Club is looking for new members. If you have kids in high school or soon entering high school, now is the time to get involved with the Booster Club. For more information on how you can help with the sports complex or questions about becoming a member, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-582-1802 or by email at golumberjacks@gmail.com. And as always, go Lumberjacks!
Some people select their grocery items with an eye on every cent they spend. Some people don't. But if you don't happen to be a millionaire, you'll appreciate Archie's IGA. At Archie's IGA, prices are always lower. You might even say significantly lower. Archie's quality and selection is consistently better, and put them together and you get a greater satisfaction in meats, produce, baked goods, and all the rest. Find out for yourself the difference that shopping at Archie's IGA makes. Do it today. That's Archie's IGA, your hometown proud grocer.
And we are back as Lumberjacks lead 9-4 going into the bottom of the fourth inning. Leading off for St. Mary's, Danica Sloper. She had a walk and a single in her first two at-bats. First pitch going to be a ground ball that's going to be right to the first baseman, Peyton Cochran, though, as she's going to be able to scoop it up, step on the bag for out number one. That'll bring up Lexi Fuller, the first baseman for St. Mary's. She got on base in her last at bat. I think it was a walk because I got somehow messed up in my order, so I had her down as a hit by pitch. Maybe that was what it was. Maybe she didn't get hit by that pitch, and she finished her at bat, and that's where I got messed up. First pitch is up high, ball one. Next pitch on the way. Oh, that one looked good. Must have been outside, ball two. She being a left-handed batter, I can see the plate and the ball position as it goes across fairly well from my position. Height-wise, it looked good. That pitch is going to be foul, strike one. Had to make sure. She took a big swing at it, and it got just kind of a little pop-up as it came off the bat awkwardly, and it landed in play, and depending on which way that rolls, it could have been almost like a bunt, but it rolled out of play. So she'll return to the plate with 2 balls and a strike. Next pitch on the way. Swings at that one. That's almost the same thing. It's like a bunt down the first base line. The throw to first is in time. Did not get a good piece of that one. As the pitcher, Hudson, able to get the throw down to Cochran for the second out, and that'll bring up Brenna Elliott. Elliott struck out swinging in her last at-bat. On deck will be Thomas if Elliott gets on base. First pitch misses outside, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes to Elliott. Next pitch on the way. That is hit high out into left field, and making the catch is Miley Zinner for the third out. So Lumberjacks come up with no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and that is the bottom of the fourth inning. The score, St. Mary's leads it 9-4 over the Maniacs, and leading off, we're in the number 4 spot in the batting order for Orofino. It'll be Peyton Cochran at the plate when we return.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food?
I mean really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimneys, not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has the American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary.
And we are back, and Peyton Cochran swings at that first pitch for strike one from Watkins. That next pitch is swung on. It's hit out into right field, and making the catch is Brenna Elliott for the first out. That'll bring up Hannah Noah. She reached on a drop third in her, or no, she did not reach. She was out on a drop third. She walked in her second at bat. She is the designated player. Swing and a miss at the first pitch for strike number one. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at a high one. Strike two. 0-2 count now to Hannah Noah. One out, nobody on, top of the fifth inning. Lumberjacks lead at 9-4 over the Maniacs after trailing by 4-0 in the bottom of the third. Next pitch down low and outside. St. Mary's had a 9-run bottom of the third inning to take the lead. A good way for the Lumberjacks. They rebounded after having that rough first 3 innings. As far as defense is concerned, next pitch is going to be fouled back. Strike. Nope, 1 ball, 2 strikes is still the count. So yeah, the first 3 innings were kind of rough for St. Mary's. They had 5 errors defensively in that first 3 innings, 2.5 innings. 3 innings. Next pitch fouled off. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes as Noah battles at the plate for the Maniacs. On deck will be Olivia Johnson. In the hole, Miley Zinner. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Little sprinkle coming down again here on this chilly spring day. Weather's supposed to get pretty nice as this week progresses, though. I see by the weekend we're supposed to be into the 60s with sunny skies, so we've got some baseball action coming your way on Saturday. Lumberjack boys host Orofino. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1 to Johnson. She is a strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking. Boys will be hosting Orofino. We'll be covering those games as the girls will be hosting Clearwater Valley. High and outside on the next pitch to Johnson. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That looked like a fastball from Watkins that Johnson couldn't catch up to. Nice wind gust coming up, trying to blow me away. That pitch catches the outside corner. Strike 3. Going to catch her looking, and that'll retire the sides. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Into the bottom of the 5th inning, St. Mary's leads at 9-4. Leading off will be Maddie Thomas, then back to the top of the order when we return.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
It's time to reimagine the off-road experience because Yamaha has reimagined the side-by-side. Available in either 2- or 4-seat models, the Wolverine R-Max 1000 lineup features a 999cc parallel twin-engine, aggressive tires, and an automotive-style cabin. Select models include adjustable suspension, optimized power delivery, and an integrated Yamaha Adventure Pro navigation system, and much more. Find your Wolverine R-Max 1000 at St. Mary's Son Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com. It's time to get out there and realize your adventure with a Yamaha.
And we are back. It will be, let's see here, it is still Casey Hudson pitching for the Maniacs as haven't changed any pitch. I have to keep an eye on that because you just never know sometimes if they do switch out their pitcher. She had a little bit of a rough inning. Well, no, that was back in the bottom of the third, and she's done pretty well since then, actually. So, yeah, no reason to pull her. Both pitchers have, Hudson has 74 pitches, Watkins 88, so they're right there in that same area. First pitch to Maddie Thomas is ball 1. 40 balls, 35 strikes for Hudson. 60 strikes, 28 balls for Watkins. Down low. Ball 2 to Thomas. Two-0 count to Thomas. The wind, the pitch on the way. That's going to be a called strike. Looked like a fastball down the middle. 2 balls and a strike now to Thomas. Next pitch on the way. Down in the dirt, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. The 3-1 pitch on the way from Hudson. That one was swung on. That's going to be fouled off, strike 1. Or strike 2, actually. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll be out number 1. Back to the top of the order for the Lumberjacks. We've got a Addison Stewart stepping to the plate. A fly out, a home run, and a walk for her. That two-run home run was what got the Lumberjacks going in the bottom of the third. On deck will be Spray. No, I think it's actually going to be Berkeley McGrill now. First pitch up high, ball 1. Pitch on the way. Outside. Maybe a bit high. 2 balls, 2 balls, no strikes to Stewart. The windup, the pitch on the way. Again, high and outside. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to Stewart. Hudson, the windup, 3-0 pitch on the way, high and outside, ball 4. We'll send Stewart down to first base. Brings up Berkeley McGrill for the Lumberjacks. Her first at bat of the game. First pitch is outside, ball 1. They almost get, Addison almost gets out as she got a little bit too far off of that first bag. They get the throw down to second, and she just barely gets back to first before that throw gets down there. So still a runner on first for St. Mary's with 1 out. 1 ball, no strikes to McGrill. That's going to be a line drive out into center field. Drop for a base hit for McGrill. So her first at bat results in a single. Puts runners at first and second for St. Mary's. Brings up Tacey Watkins. She was walked intentionally in her last at bat due to the runners on first and second. Mitchell was still able to bring in a run with a single. Now Watkins gets to swing. She has 2 doubles in this one. The catcher really had to stretch out for that one. It's going to be a called strike on the outside corner. 2 doubles and an intentional walk for Watkins, having a good day at the plate for her. Next pitch on the way. Swing, it's going to be a ground ball. It's going to be booted for a second. That was a hard hit grounder, and the shortstop, Miller, had to get over there to get it. She was able to stop it. I think it came off her foot, and Berkeley McGrill comes sliding into second. Everybody ends up safe on that hard hit grounder. I'm going to leave it as a single. As bases are loaded with 1 out, Stacy Mitchell is up. She's 2 for 2, and she pokes that one out into deep center. Let's see if that's going to drop, and it does. Just over the glove of Emma Province. That'll bring home 2 runs, 3 runs, and they're going to hold Watkins up. Watkins was ready to go. And I think they get the out. I think they're calling an obstruction. I think that's McGrill still there. Oh, they obstructed the runner. I think that was a hit single. Who do we got over at Mitchell? Or is that Mitchell? Okay, now I'm confused as what to do here because Mitchell, that's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, and that's bubbled. Okay, so Mitchell is there. In play. Hit single. And then Anna Sandy hits a single. I'm going to call that one actually an error, as that wasn't hit that hard on the ground. And everybody advances there. So the Lumberjacks have 2 runs across here in the bottom of the 5th, as I get things correct on the stats. There's 2 strikes to, I believe, Sloper. So 0-2 count to Sloper with 1 out. So they ended up calling it an obstruction. Sloper fouls that one off. They ended up calling it an obstruction on Orofino. There's probably a way to put that in here, as they do have an obstruction in the stats. I didn't even know what had happened. That next one is going to be fly ball on the infield, caught by Casey Hudson for out number 2. And everybody else is held up. So 2 outs, runners, bases loaded, brings up Lexi Fuller for the Lumberjacks. She's looking for her first big hit of the day. She has a fly out, a hit by pitch, and a ground out. First pitch inside corner, strike number 1. 0-1 count, 2 down, bases loaded, pitch on the way, big swing, strike 2 to Fuller. I have to tell Coach Bitterman that in the future they need to put have the numbers put on their windbreakers or their jackets they wear too. That way they make a lineup change, I'll know it. I'm pretty sure that's Brenna Elliott on deck, though, for St. Mary's. 0-2 count, ground ball. Shortstop is going to bobble it, and I'm going to have to credit another error to the shortstop, Jalen Miller. She had that stopped and tried to get it up in the palm of her hand. It just fell out of her hand, and everybody's going to be safe. And another run across. St. Mary's with 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th. They now lead 12-4. Maniacs have now committed 4 errors. And it's going to be a foul ball hit by Elliott down the third baseline. 0-1 count to Elliott, and that was how I got confused earlier. She is not a left-handed batter. 0-1 count to Elliott. Base is still loaded for St. Mary's. That pitch is up high. 1 ball, 1 strike to Elliott. St. Mary's has 9 hits on the game now. The pitch on the way. Swing, miss, strike 2 to Elliott. Wind up in the 0-2 pitch. That one's fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes still to Elliott. One ball, 2 strikes to Elliott. Base is loaded. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will retire the side. St. Mary's comes up with 3 runs, 3 hits. There was 2 maniac errors, and there was 3 left on base. Into the top of the 6th inning, St. Mary's leads 12-4. And let's see here. It'll be Miley Zinner batting in the number 7 slot when we return.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Is your rig's check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today.
And we are back, and it'll be Miley Zinner leading off for the Maniacs. Single and a strikeout for her, and she's going to take the first pitch for a called strike 1. I was mentioning a minute ago the warm-ups are the jackets that St. Mary's wears. The Maniacs are wearing them too. Their warm-up or their little jackets they have, but they have their numbers on the back of them. So that helps a lot to know if they've made a lineup change. 0-2 count to Miley Zinner now, though, as Watkins works in the circle for St. Mary's. That pitch is going to be popped up and over the fence, foul. Watkins now has 10 strikeouts in the game. Oh, 2 pitch, and that's going to be strike 3 as she catches that one swinging. St. Mary's, or Watkins now with 11 strikeouts. And they'll bring up Hannah Johnson. 2 strikeouts in her at-bats, and that first pitch is high and outside, ball 1. Wind up the pitch. Down low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Johnson. Watkins gets her signals from Stewart. Steps up. Pitch on the way. High and outside, ball 3. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 6th inning. Lumberjacks lead it 12-4. Next pitch on the way. That's going to be a called strike. 3 balls and a strike now to Johnson. One pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and that runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wasn't really planning on carrying the second game here today, but we might. We're already set up, we're already here, so we'll keep you up to date on that as we make our decisions on that one. Next pitch on the way. Outside, ball 4. Second game doesn't really count as a league game or anything. It counts as on the standings, but this is the final game in the league game matchups. Only required 3 for league play. That'll bring up Casey Hudson, I do believe it is. She squares around a bunt. First pitch, going to be a strike, and they just about get the throw down, but can't quite get there in time, and it's a stolen base for Hannah Johnson. That was a close play over to second. Casey Hudson, the strikeouts, looking at a bunt in her 2 at-bats. The wind-up pitch on the way. That one's going to be up high. Wild pitch. It'll get Johnson over to third base. Out and got away from Casey for a moment. Got up over the glove of Stewart behind home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hudson. Runner at third for the Maniacs. That's a nice bunt that's going to just roll foul. That thing teased with staying in play, but it ended up rolling foul. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Casey Hudson. The bottom of the lineup for the Maniacs will be Riley Schwartz on deck. Watkins, the wind, the pitch on the way. Down low, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Hudson. Watkins looks in, 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. It's going to be a dropped third. The throw to first in time. They're going to try to get the run home, and they do. They get the out at first. The runner does come in from third on the throw, so that'll bring 1 run across for the Maniacs, top of the 6th inning. 2 outs. The Lumberjacks lead at 12-5. Riley Schwartz, top of the order for the Maniacs. Fly out error and a fly out for her. She reached on an error in her second at bat. And thought about taking a swing at that one, able to check her swing and going to get the ball 1 call. They do check down the first base line, and the umpire down there says she did not break the plane. So it's a 1-0 count to Schwartz. Pitch on the way. That was a big swing. Strike 1. Definitely couldn't lay off that one. That looked like a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Schwartz. Wind up. The pitch on the way. Down low. Ball 2. Two balls and a strike now to Schwartz. Next pitch on the way. High outside. 3 balls and a strike. Watkins up to 107 pitches in this game. 103 pitches for Hudson. The wind up, the pitch on the way. Swing, and that is a high fly ball. Sandy, the shortstop, calls for it, makes the catch for the out. That will retire the sides. There was 1 run, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base for the Maniacs here in the top of the 6th inning. St. Mary's still leads at 12-5 going into the bottom of the 6th. Leading off for St. Mary's, it's the bottom of the order, Maddie Thomas, when we return.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
And we are back, and real quick, if you get a chance to, let us know on our Facebook page through our messenger or something like that if you'd like us to cover the second game as well. Like I said, they will be playing a second game here tonight, or today. Doesn't count as a league game, as it's just the first 3 games count for that. Casey Hudson continues in the pitching circle for the Maniacs. She has 103 total pitches. Leading off for St. Mary's, bottom of the order, Maddie Thomas. She walked twice in her first 2 at-bats, struck out in her third. On deck, it should be Berkeley McGrill. Then Addison, no. I messed up there. It's Maddie Thomas, then Addison Stewart on deck, and then Berkeley McGrill. First pitch to Thomas. High outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Thomas. Pitch on the way. High and outside once again. 2 balls, no strikes. Next pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. Looked like a good pitch that got away from her just a little bit and ended up tailing off and making that catcher have to kind of dive out there to get that one. 3-0 count. That's going to be a called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike to Maddie Thomas. Next pitch is ball 4 to Thomas, and she'll walk down to first. Top of the order up for the Lumberjacks here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Addison Stewart, Berkeley McGrill, Tacey Watkins. And the first pitch hit hard out into right field. Maddie Thomas comes around to head home as Stewart is going to head to third on the triple. So 2 big hits in this game by Addison Stewart. Addie with a home run in her second at bat, and that big triple right there brings home another run for the Lumberjacks. Brings up Berkeley McGrill, who hit a single in her first at bat. Takes the first pitch up high for ball number 1. One 0 count to McGrill. Next pitch on the way. Out. No, did he say strike? Yeah, strike on the outside corner. I thought that catcher had to lean way out there, but framed that one up good. Caught the outside corner of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike now to McGrill. The wind up, the pitch. That one's going to be down in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike now to Berkeley. On deck, it's Tacey Watkins. In the hole, it's Stacy Mitchell. Hudson, the wind, the pitch on the way. Outside, maybe below. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now to McGrill. 113 pitches for Hudson. No pitch count for softball, so they don't got to worry about that. If this was baseball, they'd already be yanked out of the game with 110 pitches. And that's going to be ball 4. I believe that's the pitch count when it comes to high school baseball. Runners at the corners for the Lumberjacks with no outs. The big hitter, Tacey Watkins, steps to the plate. She has 2 doubles, an intentional walk, and a single. So she is 3 for 3 on the day. And they're going to have a meeting at the pitcher's circle real quick with the coach in the infield for Orofino. You're listening to the home of Lumberjack Sports, 1240 KOFE, St. Mary's. As they're getting some, I don't know if they're changing. I don't think they're making a pitching change. I'm not 100% sure, honestly. Waiting to kind of see what's going on out there. Didn't watch to see if he took the ball. I think they're just, Hudson still has the ball, and she is still there. They break the huddle, and everybody heads back to their spots. No outs. Runners first and third for the Lumberjacks. And they're going to intentionally walk Watkins once again to load the bases. So once again, you can kind of pick your poison between these 2 batters, though. You've got Watkins, who is a strong bat. You walk her, and you've got Mitchell, who's just equally as strong. First pitch is high for ball 1. Watkins bats .559. Mitchell bats .321. And Mitchell has 14 RBIs of her own, 4 doubles, a home run. And she takes a big swing at the second pitch, and that one's going to be fouled way off. 1 ball, 1 strike to Stacy Mitchell. Bases loaded, nobody out. I think the Maniacs did that not necessarily because they don't want to pitch to Watkins. I think it's just because it's a play anywhere. So a ground ball, you throw it home. If you're in that area, if it's just a soft one right back to the pitcher or something, you get that easy out at the home plate. But wait the way Stacy can hit that ball, though, it's a dangerous chess match, the wind-up, the pitch. And that is a high fly ball into right field. And a catch will be made by Olivia Johnson, and nobody's going to get home on that. So they got the first out with that high fly ball by Mitchell. Everybody's held up. One down. That'll bring up Anna Sandy. She has a strikeout swinging, reached on an error, strikeout swinging, and reached on an error. So she is 0 for 4, but she has been on base twice. On deck will be Sloper. First pitch hit out into center field. That's going to carry, and that's going to be all the way to the fence. It's going to score 1 run, 2 runs, and Sandy is going to actually be on with a triple with the RBIs. As I think it brought everybody in. And I think they called the game with that one because of the runs. As St. Mary's is now up 16-5 in the bottom of the 6th inning, so they're going to call that game where it is, and then they're going to get ready for the second game. We will cover the second game, as we had a few that let us know that they want us to broadcast it, so we will do so. I'm going to go ahead and run through the numbers here. As St. Mary's went down early, 4-0 at the top of the third inning. St. Mary's was down by 4, and they had a 9-run bottom of the third inning. Then they added 3 more runs in the bottom of the 5th, 4 more runs in the bottom of the 6th to give them a 16-5 win over the Maniacs. 11 hits, 5 errors on St. Mary's, 9 left on base. It was 5 runs, 3 hits, 4 errors for the Maniacs, and they had 5 left on base. St. Mary's batted .379 on the game. Addison Stewart, she went 3 at-bats, 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 triple, 1 home run. Heck of a game for her. 4 RBIs. She batted .667. Watkins batted perfect on the game. She had 3 runs on 3 hits, 3 at-bats. She was intentionally walked twice. She had 1 double, 2 singles. Mitchell, she batted .750. She had 1 run on 3 hits. 3 singles for her with 4 RBIs. Anna Sandy batted .200. She had 1 run, 1 hit, and 4 RBIs. That 1 hit was a triple. Sloper batted .333 on the game. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 single, 1 RBI for her. Lexi Fuller ended up with a single, or an RBI and a single, and that's about it as far as the batting goes for St. Mary's. Fielding, Lumberjacks 808. They started out rough. They had 5 errors in the first 3 innings. Cleaned it up the rest of the game, though, and were able to come away with the win. Casey Watkins retires 12 batters. She did walk 3. There was no hits. Let's see if she had any earned runs. 1 earned run on the day, 1.17 ERA in the game as she gets the win. Maniacs, they batted .120 in the game, so Lumberjacks able to keep them below their batting average, which is, I think, .355, I said. Their .833 was their fielding percentage. And Casey Hudson, she pitched all 6 innings. She had 5 strikeouts, 10 walks, 1 hit by pitch, I think. So there was one that I counted as a hit by pitch, but was not a hit by pitch. In any case, that's going to do it for us for Game 1. We're going to send it back to the studio as we get ready for the second game.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjacks!